He came, he tweeted, he conquered. Donald J. Trump, a name synonymous with real estate and reality TV, became synonymous with American politics. The year was 2016. The world watched, bewildered, as the United States elected a businessman with zero political experience. His campaign, unconventional, his promises, bold, his victory, unexpected. Trump didn't climb the political ladder, he blew it up. With fiery rhetoric and a direct connection to his supporters via social media, he bypassed the established norms of campaigning. This outsider status resonated with a large portion of the American populace who felt unheard by the political elite. They saw in Trump a man who spoke their language, a man who promised to drain the swamp of Washington, D.C. His campaign rallies were loud, passionate, and often chaotic. Trump tapped into a vein of anger and frustration that had been building for years. He pointed the finger at immigrants, at China, at anyone he deemed responsible for America's perceived decline. This was not just a campaign. It was a movement fueled by economic anxiety, cultural resentment, and a deep distrust of the establishment. Trump's presidency was all about shaking things up. Tax cuts for businesses and the wealthy? Done. Trade wars with China? Check. A wall on the US-Mexico border? He tried. His supporters hailed him as a man of action, a president who finally got things done. His detractors saw recklessness, impulsivity, and a blatant disregard for the norms of governance. One of Trump's signature achievements was the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act of 2017. This legislation slashed taxes for corporations and individuals, particularly those in higher income brackets. The Trump administration argued that these cuts would stimulate the economy, leading to job growth and prosperity for all Americans. Critics argued that the tax cuts primarily benefited the wealthy and corporations, exacerbating income inequality. Another cornerstone of Trump's economic agenda was his aggressive trade policies, particularly towards China. Trump slapped tariffs on billions of dollars worth of Chinese goods, sparking a trade war. The administration argued that these tariffs were necessary to protect American jobs and intellectual property. However, the trade war led to higher prices for consumers and businesses, and disrupted global supply chains. And then there was the wall, a central plank of his campaign, facing significant opposition and challenges. Controversy was the air Trump breathed. His presidency was a non-stop roller coaster of scandals, investigations, and Twitter wars. From the Russia investigation to his impeachment trials, Trump seemed to thrive on chaos. His supporters saw him as a fighter, a man who refused to back down to the deep state and the fake news media. His critics saw him as a threat to American democracy, a president who trampled on norms and abused his power. One of the defining sagas of Trump's presidency was the investigation into Russian interference in the 2016 election. Special counsel Robert Mueller's investigation cast a long shadow over Trump's first term. While the Mueller report did not find sufficient evidence to establish a criminal conspiracy, it did not exonerate Trump on obstruction of justice. Trump also faced 2 impeachment trials, a rare occurrence in American history. The first impeachment stemmed from Trump's attempts to pressure Ukraine to investigate his political rival, Joe Biden. The second impeachment followed the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol, with Trump accused of inciting an insurrection. Love him or hate him, there's no denying Trump's impact. He changed the face of American politics, for better or worse. He energized a new base of voters, emboldened the far right, and left the Republican Party grappling with its identity. His presidency was a wake-up call for America, exposing the fragility of its democracy and the deep divisions within its society. One of Trump's most enduring legacies is his impact on the Republican Party. He reshaped the party in his own image, embracing populist rhetoric, nationalist sentiment, and a disdain for traditional conservative orthodoxy. Trump's influence can still be seen in the party's embrace of culture wars, its skepticism of free trade, and its loyalty to the former president. Trump's presidency also left an indelible mark on American society. His divisive rhetoric and policies exacerbated existing social and political divisions, fueling polarization and animosity. As America moves forward, it must grapple with the consequences of Trump's presidency and the questions that will define its future.